No matter how good we are, we can still be better. You can always be better. Customers have a divine discontent, and they teach you if you listen to customers. So we watch for that, and we see patterns, and we can find places where it's not working, something's going wrong, and that's really how I get the feedback, is from customer input. And often, in all caps, angry, you ruined my child's birthday because the gift didn't show up on time. And what you really want to do is you take that, it's an anecdote, it's a single example, but you need to find the root cause. What went wrong deep inside the system? How did this happen? Because then you can fix it for everyone, so that particular problem will never happen again. You don't just fix the symptom, you have to fix the root cause. And that's been the secret to our operational success for 20 years.
But it was a very clear way for me to think about making that kind of life decision. And the way it helped was I thought, okay, if I go do this thing and participate in this thing called the internet that I genuinely believe is going to be a big deal, and if I fail, am I going to regret having tried and failed? And I knew the answer to that was no. But I also knew that if I didn't try, that I would always regret that. I would always wonder, and it would haunt me until that mythical day, which I actually hope will come. My wife is trying to get me to eat better. One of her heroes is Dr. Weil, so if you're in the audience, your dietary constraints are currently being inflicted upon me. But I suspect it may help me over the long term. That was how the decision was made to go do this, and there are just literally tons of stories about the early days of getting Amazon.com set up. We spent about a year building the software infrastructure and getting all the vendor relationships in place.
You don't choose your passions choose you. And I would always advise young people, actually anyone, to get in touch with what you're really passionate about. And it's a gift to have a passion. Some people are lucky they have more than one passion, they have 2 or 3, and that gives you energy. You can't force a passion on yourself. It just doesn't work. You can try, but it's unlikely to succeed. I think it's super important for young people to understand, and for parents to preach to young people. It's really easy for a talented young person to take pride in their gifts. They can say, I'm really athletic, or I'm really smart, or I'm really good at math, and that's fine. You should celebrate your gifts. You should be happy, but you can't be proud of them because they're gifts after all. They were given to you. What you can be proud of is your choices. How did you decide to use your gifts? Did you study hard? Did you work hard? Did you practice? The people who really excel combine gifts and hard work. And the hard work part is a choice. You get to decide that. And that is something when you're looking back on your life.
When trying to become successful, you need to make sure that you're constantly in a positive state of mind. Throughout your life, a lot of people are going to try to put you down no matter what you do and try to make them seem better than you when they're not even trying to do anything to further progress their life or chase their dreams or do anything risky that could possibly end up changing their lives for the better. They're just perfectly content sitting there dogging you for trying to do something that you truly love and you truly believe in. Then one day, when you become successful and prove them wrong, that will be a great feeling.
Our mission has always been to be Earth's most customer-centric company. And by that I mean customer-obsessed instead of competitor-obsessed. And that is, sometimes we hire new employees at Amazon, and they come from a different kind of corporate culture, and they're a little bored because we don't wake up every morning with a competitive zeal to kill somebody else. We're more of explorers, and we kind of invent new ways, and we do wild things. A lot of them don't work. There's a lot of risk-taking, a lot of invention. It works for us. I think one of the good things about taking a customer-centric approach instead of a competitor-centric approach, if you get ahead in a particular field or particular arena, then you end up still being very motivated. Whereas if you're very competitor-focused, it's really difficult to stay motivated when you're number one in a particular arena. And so that has served us well. We have 3 things today that I think are well-established businesses. We have Amazon Web Services, we have Amazon Prime, and we have a marketplace business where third-party sellers sell on Amazon. And we've got lots of other things we're working on and lots of ideas. They're little tiny seeds that we hope one day will grow into big trees, and we're having a ball. I think that if you're straightforward and clear about the way that you're going to operate, then you can operate in whatever way you choose. And we don't even take a position on whether our way is the right way. We just claim it's our way. He says you can hold a ballet and that can be successful. And you can hold a rock concert and that can be successful. Just don't hold a ballet and advertise it as a rock concert. You need to be clear with all of your stakeholders with, are you holding a ballet or are you holding a rock concert? And then people get to self-select in. I think, and I don't think there's a particular recipe, but there are elements of what we do that I think help. So one of them is that inside our culture, we understand that even though we have some big businesses, new businesses start out small. And so, it would be very easy for, say, the person who runs our U.S. books category to say, why are we doing these experiments with things? I mean, that generated, a tiny bit of revenue last year. Why don't we instead focus those resources and all that brain power on the books category which is a big business for us. And instead, that would be a natural thing to have happen. But instead, inside Amazon, when a new business reaches some small milestone of sales, email messages go around and everybody's, giving virtual high fives for reaching that milestone. And I think it's because we know from our past experiences that big things start small. The biggest oak starts from an acorn, and you've got to recognize, if you want to do anything new, you've got to be willing to let that acorn grow into a little sapling and then finally into a small tree.
Thank you all so much for watching the video. Go ahead and like it if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and tell us what you think in the comment section below.